What's up, guys? So today we have a little special treat today, and we are going to have a little seminar by Anglers Press on Navionics here at New Melones. And hopefully we could learn a few things, because like I said, I'm new with the whole graph and sonar technical aspect of the fishing game. So come along and hopefully we can learn some few things. Let's go.
With Navionics, we have, it's called a sonar chart information, which is your 1 foot depth contours. And a lot of these different units, see the Garmin, they run a G3 card, which is different than the traditional Navionics card that the other brands like Lowrance or Hummingbird use. So I just want to go on here onto the Garmin and make sure, because with Hummingbird or Lowrance, you have to go into the menu setting and turn on the sonar chart information. The contour lines are at a 1 to 2 foot increment instead of like a 5 to 10. Say if you're into the basic mapping and it shows every 5 foot contour change, there could be a 5 foot drop or a 4 foot drop, and they could hold on that ledge,
and then you miss it.
Was there.
Yeah,
exactly. Okay. So with this G3 chart, it looks like everything's pulled up. You've got all the contours you would need to have. We've seen that the lake's down shoot about 80 feet, because we're in about 10 foot here and it's saying 95. So that in the standard mapping contour depth range, so that's one of the key details. Maybe one day it'd be great if the GPS would adjust the charts, but as of right now, all the mapping is based off of all of them coming off of at least a standard from the Army Corps of Engineers or the water resources.
First step was to find the exact depth.
Water depth. Yep, exactly.
Right. So you do that by graphing over, like you said, a 95, and then putting the 2D on, subtracting it. That's how we know that it's down.
Yeah, that's
and
a quick
then
way
after
to do
that,
it on water.
What are you looking for on this? Because you use this to identify a spot that you want to fish.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
We're coming up into the fall transition here, where we're back here in the back. There's a creek channel that comes in, and these fish are in here pushing bait. And it's one of those deals that I want to look for the points. I want to find, some longer tapering points that these fish could ambush the bait fish on. And then as far as even right here, it shows a long flat point that we just floated over. And now you can tell by the contour lines here, they're not, it's so staggered apart that that's just flat. Now, whenever contour lines are close together, as you can see in here, there's more of a slope. And then whenever you find them where they're just stacked and it almost looks like a black line, that means there's a really steep break. So that's how to really use your contour lines to let you know what's going on in the area. If it's tapering, if it's gradually sloped. Because the nice thing is, you could have something like this nice flat point out here, and then this thing just comes out at this big flat and then tapers off all the way around. But say, we got the creek channel coming in here, it shows a nice island right here, and then you got a point. So this is two good areas. This area here, we got the creek channel coming through. You got two islands here that separate it. Those fish could hang out up here, because it's saying 96. We know we're in 95 and we're in 10 feet of water. So these islands out here are going to be about 10 feet deep. So those fish will still hang out here, hang out on this big flat. And you can kind of see here, it comes out tapered, but really falls off. See, from about 148 feet to 181, we know that's about 80 feet difference, because we know where our water level is. But with the lines close together, we know there's an abrupt change. So you got the island, and it's just tapering off, but when it hits that creek channel, it really falls into the creek channel there.
Okay, so then what are you marking, or like what are you waypointing? You could start.
Okay. So I like to watch my waypoint my points, and then a lot of times when I get up onto my point, I want to kind of look at my Navionics and decide what's going on with the point. If it's got just a tapering top with a tapering side, And if there's like a creek channel swing next to it where it has an abrupt break or something, you know, that would be a key area that those fish can lay right off of that deeper water break. So I would waypoint something like that, because right in here, like this point comes back and these lines get closer here. It sweeps back in, and then all these all taper off. These fish could lay here on this deeper side, right in that transition. And then in the morning, you can probably catch them up top, right on top of that point. So it just kind of, and you can also judge that of how they're going to set up by the location of the sun, which side would have shade, all that good stuff, because, you know, the shade and a little bit of steep water ledges is how those fish will set up on that point to ambush bait. This deeper transition right in here, where it comes around this backside, I'll mark something like that, create waypoint. And then on something like this as well, if I was really getting in deciphering the area, I would idle across here with my side scan and see if there's any rock piles or any other, what I call a spot within a spot. You know, you got a good point that's going to always, points are always a good pattern to start and run during the fall. And then what makes a point better than another point is the ingredients it has on it. You know, if it's got a break, or if it's got some wood on it or rock pile on it, that's just makes it a sweeter, you know, a better spot within the spot. But that's how I use that to break down points, is I'll look for the transition changes of it using my contour lines. And then also, this is how you decipher a hump. This would be like a submerged island top. So that's another key thing I look for, is these fish should be migrating back here in the fall chasing the bait, and they'll get up and relax and hang out and feed and everything else on top of these humps. So that right there is something that I would look at, drop a waypoint on, idle around it and side scan it, and kind of see what's going on with it. Is it just kind of a flat bare island top, or is there, as you can see what we got here, is there manzanita or stick ups on it, or is there some small chunk rock, kind of what the makeup of it is, and then go from there. But as far as Navionics go, it'll show you where the island top is and where it kind of tops out at.
Now we got our waypoint on there. How do I utilize that? I really don't even know how to like find my waypoints.
Okay,
you know
gotcha.
what I mean?
Yeah, like
so I have my waypoint, so I would keep it on this screen.
Yep, you can go into this screen here, and we'll idle over and go over that island top over here, kind of show you how everything transpires.
Okay.
We're coming up on this point. It's showing a point coming out. We're coming up on it. See, boom, it just jumped up. Coming out across this point. And now...
Which this is that?
Exactly. Okay. We're running right across it. Now we're going out, so it's going to start coming down into the deeper water.
Got it, got it.
Because now we're coming out, the channel is out here. So now it's dropping off into the deeper water in the channel. And now we're coming up. You got the contours coming up to this island top.
And like we said earlier, it should be around like 16.
It's probably going to be, yeah, around
16.
about 10, yeah, about 10, 12 feet, I'd say.
Which it is.
Yep, we're getting right there, yeah. Yep, and there's the top of it.
So that's our waypoint, and this is the island top right
exactly.
here.
Exactly, we just came right across the top of that island top. And now we're coming off of it again, and now it's dropping back out here to the creek channel. We came off that point, it showed us up shallow. We went off the point, it got deep into the channel. We come up on that hump, and the contour came up, and then the hump flattened out, and we drove off of it and dropped back into the channel.
So then after we marked it, we found these points, and then are you just moving around, following, just repeating the process again?
Exactly, yeah, like for instance,
whatever you need to find.
Yeah, like say you've got a pattern, you're like, okay, I like this long tapering point deal, I've hit a few of them, and we're catching fish on the points that are close to the creek channel. So then I would run that program, and then I would go over them, side scan them, and see if the fish were there, the bait's there, if there was any rock or structure, and then mark the sweet spots.
Got it. Okay.
And the nice thing about that is, like an instance, you got this creek channel that goes here into the back. There's 3 or 4 nice long points that come out here with the humps out here in the center. So you got a lot of key ingredients in here that can hold fish, where if you're coming in here in a tournament, you can kind of stay on them, point hopping, and stay kind of keyed in the general location and use your time effectively. Chart page, fishing chart. You go into menu, waypoints and tracks, new waypoint, enter coordinates. Bingo. That's how you would do it. So if you're home on the Navionics app or Google Earth, like you got some rock piles and some sweet spots that you would like to drop a waypoint on, you can go in here, put your north and west, and once you have them in, hit done, and it'll drop a waypoint. This is a huge key. What I do, it's like I fish a lot of the pro-ams and everything else. I'm real active on the tournament trail, and I'm also a working guy. So Monday through Thursday, I'm 10 hours at my shop working. So at lunch break and different other times, whenever I got time, I'll be on the Navionics app. Say I got a tournament at Lake Havasu or something coming up, I'll be on the Navionics app, dropping waypoints and stuff, and be like, okay, in practice, when I get on the water, I really want to look in this area. So then that evening or before I leave to the tournament, I'll go and add the numbers in and drop my waypoints that I would like to look at during my practice round.
Got it. So when you say Navionics app, is it an app or the website?
It's a mobile app.
Basically what people do with Google Earth, the same thing with
Exactly.
Navionics.
And it's cool because exactly what you see here, your mapping, this whole thing is on your phone, on the Navionics map. So it's cool because you could be on there and be like, oh, look at this island here. And on your app, you can tap it, mark a waypoint, get the coordinates, and come over to your boat when you get home, or if you're, if you're in the living room relaxing after a day's work and you're kind of looking over, you're like, oh, this is a nice little island top here with this nice point. I'm gonna mark this island top and this point out here, and then tomorrow when I hit the water, I'm gonna go look at it. So it makes it real nice that you can do a lot of your homework, I call it, research at home instead of driving around the lake all day, just dropping waypoints. At least you can do it before you even get on the water.
Got it.
That's what I really like about the Navionics mobile app. I would have like 40 waypoints. I'd sit in the garage for like an hour, just manually entering them, And now with the technology these days, you can turn on Bluetooth on your phone that's got the app, turn on your Bluetooth on your screen, and it takes 1 minute to transfer over.
So any other quick pointers or anything else you got for me?
Yeah, we pretty much broke it down, as far as offshore fishing and how contour, the Navionics product, for this is the Garmin G3, how the contouring and offshore stuff really breaks it down is understanding what you're looking at with the contour lines. So I think we've pretty much covered it, as far as the creek channels, the humps, what it looks like, the contour lines, distancing is, the tapering banks or a steep bank. So I think we've got it.
All right, yeah, man, cool. Thanks, dude. That was
No problem.
That was really helpful. Thanks a lot.